Hello my guys, welcome to what may be the largest unboxing you have ever seen on this channel. Don't know that for sure, but I'm pretty confident right now with 11 things to open for you guys that this could indeed be the meatiest unboxing you have ever seen. Overall, it's going to be like Christmas morning for me, and honestly that is just what I need right now. So as usual, I will briefly run through all of the things that I'm going to be showing you guys today. This video will be chaptered as well, so if you want to skip through and find anything in particular, or you don't want to be spoiled for something, feel free to skip around. But the first things that we have, I'm just going to run through from the top of the stack. This is one of two rep packages from Lunar Bookish Flames Candles. I have this one, and also, oh my god, the other one's over there, not even in the thumbnail. So I actually think, does that make it 12 boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 12 boxes we're going to be opening today. My recycling bin is going to have a field day, but I have this plus a regular large box from Lunar Bookish Flames Candles. They are a UK based bookish soy wax candle company. I believe that I have been sent a selection from their Halloween range, which as you can see, I am currently in the mood, so I'm very excited for that. And I believe that somewhere in one of these parcels is one of their 3-wick candles, which I've never seen before. But if you guys want to get your hands on something from Lunar Bookish Flames Candles after watching this, their Etsy shop is now closed, but you can use my discount code, which is Becca15, on their website to get 15% off your entire purchase. For the Fairyloots, I think almost everything from Fairyloot that I've been sent today is a rep package that has been sent to me to show you guys on my channel. This one I believe is the September adult and romantasy combo box, which has a brand new adult fantasy and a romantasy release in an exclusive edition. We then also have, for the rep packages, the regular September box. This one is a young adult fantasy, once again in an exclusive edition with a selection of bookish goodies. And then we also have their quarterly epic fantasy subscription. This is the one that should have arrived in August. It narrowly missed my unboxing video, and this one is an adult epic fantasy book, once again in an exclusive edition. All of these, like I said, were sent to me by Fairyloot to open here for you guys, so thank you so much to Fairyloot for sending these my way. Honestly, one of the highlights of my month. We then just have one thing that I've picked up from Fairyloot additionally. I did pay for this, and this one is the Fairyloot edition of Rites by Juno Dawson, which is one of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I'm so glad that I finally get to open it so that I can read it sometime soon, as I believe this one arrived quite early in September and it's just been staring at me. I also picked up something from a subscription box on Vinted this month. This is an Illumicrate item that I sought out on Vinted because I felt like I needed it. Very excited to see those. We then have a book that I've ordered in the month that, like I said, didn't get around to opening, so it's ended up here. Very excited to read that one as well. From Illumicrate, we have the Afterlight edition of, I'm going to say Problematic Summer Romance because I don't think I have that yet, with the Dust Jacket add-ons, which I'm getting extremely weary of, but for the Ali Hazelwood ones, I will buy them. I've ordered something else from them as well, and I feel like I'm going to get quite salty when that finally arrives and talk about the whole Dust Jacket thing. But then I also have the 10-year anniversary Illumicrate editions of the Farseer Trilogy by Robin Hobb. So this is 3 hardback books. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but it's one of my favorite series of all time, and I think Illumicrate did a really good job on these from what I've seen of the mock-up photos, so I had to have them. And then I also have the brand new sci-fi and fantasy subscription from Broken Binding, which I'm very excited to get into. I'm not super thrilled about the book that they've chosen for their first month, but generally I feel like the type of books that Broken Binding promote are ones that I am more likely to rate highly. I will say though, based on what I've seen from Broken Binding in the past, I don't love the aesthetics of their editions. So we're going to kind of see how this goes. I'm thinking of giving this like the romantasy rundown treatment, where I keep hold of the books for a year and then bring you guys like a series of videos reviewing the picks. This is currently a bi-monthly pick focusing on new fantasy that's being published, whereas the typical like previous Broken Binding subscriptions have been special editions of very well established series. And at the moment it is bi-monthly, but I do know that before the end of the first year they are planning to change it to a monthly subscription, so we'll see how many we end up with after the first year, and then we'll put it to the test, because I do think that the books that they pick will very much line up with things that I enjoy, even though the additions may not be aesthetically to my particular tastes. And then the last thing that we have is from the publisher. I have opened it because it's not sealed, and I posted a picture on Instagram, but this is the Autumn box from Penguin Michael Joseph's Siren Book Club. I am an ambassador for Penguin Michael Joseph this year, so they've sent me 3 of their newest releases and also a selection of autumnal goodies. Very exciting. Thank you so much, Penguin Michael Joseph. I was very happy when I saw the contents of that box. So I honestly have no idea where to start. Let me try and clear myself a wee bit of space. I think actually I'm gonna go for the Siren box, because like I said, I have already opened it. I'm just gonna give you guys a little, everything's gonna slide around in here. But it's so exciting. I actually think that the book by Abigail Owen, which is The Games Gods Play, may not be a new release, because I think the sequel was potentially released this year. I could be completely wrong on that. It says published by Red Tower Books in 2025, so it is a 2025 release. It is a romantasy. This is the same publishing house that published Fourth Wing, and I feel like they're really establishing themselves for their romantasy picks. We have a sprayed edge on here, and honestly I have seen this in passing, but I don't really know what it's about, so I'm just going to read the synopsis for you guys on this one. It has, I'm pretty sure that this is the standard edition, and it's quite a pretty one. Because it has the sprayed edge, I'd say it's probably like the first print running, but it's not like a special edition. But the synopsis says, the gods love to play with us mere mortals, and every 100 years we let them. I have never been favoured by the gods, far from it, thanks to Zeus. Living as a cursed office clerk for the Order of Thieves, I just keep my head down and hope the capricious beings who rule from Olympus won't notice me. Not an easy feat, given San Francisco is Zeus's patron city, but I make do. I survive until the night I tangle with a different god. Is it going to be Hades? The worst god, Hades. Literally followed up with that. For the first time ever, the ruthless Mercurial king of the underworld has entered the crucible, the deadly contest the gods hold to determine a new ruler to sit on the throne of Olympus. But instead of fighting their own battles, the gods name mortals to compete in their stead. So why in the underworld did Hades choose me, a sarcastic nobody with a curse on her shoulders, as his champion? And why does my heart trip every time he says I'm his? Well, I know why, girl, for sure. I don't know if I'm a pawn, bait, or something else entirely to this dangerously tempting god. How can I when he has more secrets than stars in the sky? Because Hades is playing by his own rules, and death will win at any cost. So I do really like something that includes Greek mythology, depending on how it's executed. We have a little bit of like a series of trials in here, which I think is going to really tip the balance for me, and hopefully it'll be one I enjoy. And of course it does have a romantic plot line as well, which when it's executed well, y'all know I love. We also have 2 paperbacks in this box. Now, one of them I honestly don't think is going to be for me, and that is a pack for autumn, because it says right at the top here that this is a why choose small town romance. Now, I'm not experienced enough in the subgenre of small town romance to know whether that hits for me, but I do know that typically why choose is not my bag, and as it says pack, I am assuming that we're going to have some sort of like shifter, assumedly a wolf in here, which also is not to my particular tastes. But let's see what the synopsis says. She was looking for quiet, she found them instead. Starlight Grove needs a new lighthouse keeper, and Olive Autumn Harvest needs a fresh start. Is that her name? Oh, I guess Autumn's like a middle name and her last name's Harvest. Okay. Preferably one with as much solitude as possible. Her new job and isolated ocean cottage are perfect, except for the eccentric, meddling townspeople and the cat who's adopted her. When the town wins a grant for the lighthouse restoration, Olive is forced to let the contractors into her space, a company comprised of 3 hot alphas. Easton, her golden retriever stalker, Lars, the steady protective Viking, and Finn, who's hiding a pain that matches her own. Suddenly these guys are everywhere, and they're completely unfazed by Olive's prickly personality as they try to care for her, protect her, and court her. But everyone in this relationship is holding on to secrets, and it might not just be the lighthouse that needs restoration. Now, I will say that I love the cover of this, and I was so excited when I opened the box, because these 2 beautiful covers, but honestly I just don't think that this is going to be my bag. On the other hand though, I am very excited to read If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. I actually recently watched a vlog from Stephanie Bookish who read this, and that's the video that kind of put this on my radar. So when this turned up in the Siren Book Club box, I was thrilled. All I know about this, we're going to read the synopsis, but all I know about it off the bat is that it is set in the 90s and it's like a rom-com kind of story. But the synopsis says, my new next door neighbor Cliff seems to have everything figured out. Small town golden boy? Check. Single dad extraordinaire? Check. Hot baker forearms? I didn't notice them, I swear. I, on the other hand, don't have anything figured out. Trust me, I didn't think taking over my mum's dream bed and breakfast in Copper Run, Vermont was going to be easy, but apparently my scones belong in the garbage with my small talk skills. Cliff is inescapable. His charm, the way he wears flannel, and even his pastries make not wanting to be friends with him and his daughters pretty hard. Friends, I can make friends, that's safe, except I'm leaving in 3 months, so ask me why I'm thinking about kissing my hot neighbor. Bacon, autumn vibes, 90s, a dog. I think I might enjoy this one if I pick it up in the right mood. And then for the rest of the items in the box, we have this really cute packet of autumnal stickers. We also have a little hot chocolate spoon and a big jammy dodger that says Siren Book Club. So everything you need. Oh no, there's something else in here. Where is it? Okay, I swear that there is a bookmark in here somewhere. What did I do with it? It's really cute as well. I want to show you guys. Oh, it was like stuck to the front of the box. It also has this little autumn reader bookmark in it, which is really cute. Okay, let's go through the Fairyloots next. I'm going to start off with Human Rites because I know what this looks like. Did I sit down here without anything to open these with? That was really smart of me. This is the final book in a series that I really enjoyed, and if I could fit this into my spooky season TBR somewhere, I would be very happy. And it is, of course, Fairyloots edition of Human Rites. So this is a exclusive edition. It has a different colorway, so I'll overlay the original over the top so you guys can see the difference. But we also have a stenciled edge on here. We have some, I think it's called spot gloss under the dust jacket, and signed end papers. So this one is the sequel to, well, the third book in the Her Majesty's Royal Coven series, and it is following a group of women who formed a coven when they were children. Now, since they were children, there has been a war between the witches and the warlocks of the world, and they've all kind of gone their separate ways. However, one of them, Helena, who is now the High Priestess of Her Majesty's Royal Coven, gets in touch with her childhood friend Neve, who is a vet in Yorkshire, and asks if she would be able to rehabilitate a child because Helena has discovered a prophecy that the sullied child is going to summon the demon that brings about the end of days, and she thinks that this child she's found is this sullied child figure, and if Neve can rehabilitate them, that will potentially subvert the prophecy. I recommended this recently, I'm pretty sure, in a recommendations video I did on books that have contemporary settings that feature like an element of witchcraft or the occult, and this is a prime example of what I love about that little subgenre, that little niche in the adult demographic. I guess we should now do the epic fantasy box because this was technically an August box. It wasn't actually delayed by very much. It arrived in the first week of September, but I'd already filmed my unboxing video at that point. I'm very excited about the Fairyloot Epic Fantasy subscription because these two I feel are going to be my favorite subscriptions from now on, but while I feel like Broken Binding are going to pick books that I love, I think Fairyloot are both going to pick books that I love, but also aesthetically I think I'm going to like them a little bit more. So the August prompt was Beasts, Bones and Bad Ideas. I have been very slightly spoiled for this, but I did try and skip past it on Instagram. And here is Fairyloot edition. Ooh, so this is the Bone Raiders by Jackson Ford. My immediate thought is that this is a vastly different cover to the original, which I will of course overlay, and it's given very different vibes. I don't know if I would pick this off the shelf based on this cover because I don't know if it's given, like, I think it's very pretty, but I don't know if it's a book that would necessarily draw me to it. I love the kind of art style on here. I'm not sure how fitting it is for the story because honestly I don't really know what this is about, but I really like the art style. It also is replicated on the edges. This actually reminds me a lot of the edition of In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune that Fairyloot did a couple of years ago. We have what I'm going to assume are custom end pages that are different on both sides. Okay, so this is definitely more dinosaur themed than I ever thought it was, but like I said, I didn't really actually ever look into what this book was about. Here is the UK cover, but in a different colorway. I think the original is red, this one's obviously green, and we do also have a printed and foiled naked hardcover. So let's check out what the deal is with the dinosaurs. It says the start of an edge of your seat action-packed fantasy series from the always irreverent Jackson Ford, where a wild band known as the Bone Raiders harness the power of gigantic fire-breathing lizards to defend their homeland. You don't mess with the Ricarda. The people living in the grasslands of the Tapestry call them the Bone Raiders from their charming habit of displaying the bones of those they kill on their horses and armor. But being a raider is tough these days. There's a new Great Khan in the Tapestry. He's had it with the raider clans and plans to use his sizable military to do something about it. And then there are the Aratan, fire-breathing lizards the size of elephants roaming the grasslands in search of dwindling food supplies. Sayana is a Ricarda scout and she loves her job. But if she wants to keep it, she's going to have to do something drastic, like convincing her clan to ride Aratan instead of horses. Sayana doesn't quite know how to get that done without being eaten and or cooked alive, but she better figure it out fast or she and her clan, along with every other raider in the Tapestry, will be wiped out. Honestly, I don't think that it is one that I would necessarily pick up off the shelf. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy it, but based on the synopsis, it doesn't fit into a lot of the like common themes and tropes that I look for in epic fantasy, but I am always open to giving more epic fantasy a try, and I hope that I really enjoy this one. I'm scared for how big this stack of books is going to get by the end of this video. This is heavy. I know why this is heavy. There's a 1,000 page book in this box. I'm really excited to see the Fairyloot edition of it actually. So I guess we will crack into the Romantasy and adult combo box. Oh, I forgot. I'm excited for both of these actually because I've heard some good things about the Romantasy book as well. It's one that I've seen around a lot on Instagram. I haven't seen the Fairyloot edition of this though. And the theme for this month's Romantasy is, that's upside down. It is molded by iron, and the book of the month is of course Metal Slinger, sorry, by Rachel Snyder. You know what? This is not what I expected the Fairyloot version of this book to look like based on the original cover, which I will of course overlay. I don't know who this man is. I have not heard of him, but we have a very pretty printed edge around. I don't love editions that have people on the cover. It depends on the art style. Like sometimes I don't feel like they look like a book cover, whereas like this one I don't feel like it looks like the cover of a book. I don't know if that makes any sense. Sometimes it works really well and sometimes I feel like the art style I like, it just doesn't look like the cover of a book. Am I making sense? Let me know in the comments. Here are the custom end papers, which have me a little more intrigued. They are of course different on each side. Under the dust jacket we have a recolor of the original. I think the original's more like orange or red toned. It's definitely more warm toned I think. And this is very pretty. We have a printed and foiled hardcover. It is like a lot though. So while I did say, and I stand by it, I've heard good things about this on Instagram, couldn't tell you a single thing this book is about, so we'll find out together. One boat, one bed, one jaw-dropping plot twist. Even though she's not one of them, Bryn has spent her life among the Alaha, a community exiled to live at sea, which I did see a ship here, but aside from that I did not know that this would be like a seafaring fantasy. Training to be a guard and waiting for the chance to attend the annual market hosted by the Kenta, the very same people who exiled her adopted community. Going to the market is a rite of passage, eagerly anticipated by all young guards, but Bryn does not anticipate breaking a century-long peace treaty while there, or for an intense encounter with an enemy soldier to threaten the fragile peace between their people and everything Bryn once believed to be true. Soon, Bryn's loyalty to the Alaha is tested when an unexpected visitor tracks her down, none other than said enemy soldier, sworn under oath to awaken Bryn to her true identity. Sent to sea and feeling more alone than ever, there a world of denied magic is unveiled. With rumours of a growing rebellion, Bryn's future has never looked so unsure. She was once certain of her fate and where she belonged, but the dark knowing eyes of the stranger have her questioning everything, including her heart. Metal Slinger is the first in a Romantasy duology from the global I prefer a good solid classic trilogy, you know? From the global book talk sensation Rachel Schneider. Full of seafaring adventure, knife fights, witty banter and slow burning tension, discover why readers everywhere are calling Metal Slinger the book with the plot twist that broke the internet. I'm here for a good plot twist, so I hope it breaks me as well. Okay, I'm really intrigued to see whether the adult book is the 1,000 pages in the Fairyloot edition. I'm assuming that it is, but this box actually doesn't look big enough to have a 1,000 page book in it. But oh my god, the bubble wrapping on this doesn't even close. The theme for the adult box for September was memory and malice, and the book of the month is of course Alchemized by Senlin Yu. I love this cover. This is stunning. It's giving a little bit of like These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I like her. Should we see if she has 1,000 pages? 961, so I feel like something has been done to slightly reduce that. I actually have the standard edition here, which was sent to me by Penguin Michael Joseph. They're very similar in thickness. I know for sure this is over 1,000 pages though. This is 1,024, so it's been very slightly altered to be a little bit shorter. Let's see how overlay the original cover over the top. This is the original cover. This is the Fairyloot edition. The edges, not my favorite, but they're fine. I think it's just because the contrast of like the light edges to the dark cover, I would have preferred a darker edge, but that's me being nitpicky. We have custom end pages. I know the artist, is it Alethian, sorry, who did the dust covers that I got from Illumicrate for the Akatar series. The cover of this is actually, I think, also done by the same person who did Heavenly Bodies, which is one of my favorite Fairyloot editions. The end pages on the other side are also custom. The art on the naked hardcover is also here. And then we have a more red recolor of the original cover under the dust jacket. I have said this before, but I'll say it again. I am a big fan of Fairyloot doing recolors of the original cover underneath as well, because sometimes I just really love the original cover, but I like that we have it with still a little bit of a twist. I do know a little bit of the story of this, but I am going to read the synopsis because I'm not going to be able to give you guys the details. I've only read a short amount of this, like the first 60 pages, but it says, once a promising alchemist, Helena Marino is now a prisoner of war and of her own mind. Her resistance friends and allies have been brutally murdered, her abilities suppressed, and the world she knew destroyed. In the aftermath of a long war, Palladius's new ruling class of corrupt guild families and depraved necromancers, whose vile undead creatures helped bring about their victory, holds Helena captive. According to resistance records, she was a healer of little importance within their ranks, but Helena has inexplicable memory loss of the months leading up to her capture, making her enemies wonder if she truly is insignificant as she appears, or are her lost memories hiding some vital piece of the Resistance's final gambit? To uncover the memories buried deep within her mind, Helena is sent to the High Reeve, one of the most powerful and ruthless necromancers in this new world. Trapped on his crumbling estate, Helena's fight to protect her lost history and to preserve the last remaining shreds of her former self is just beginning. For her prison and captor have secrets of their own, secrets Helena must unearth, whatever the cost. I think that this is like a dark fantasy with a romantic subplot in there as well, so I am intrigued to get to it. It is 1,000 pages though, so I'm not exactly sure when that will be, but when I do, I'm sure I will have a good but also devastating time. Also, I think that is my favorite edition that we've opened so far. To round out the Fairyloots, we have that YA box. I can't remember what the September book was for the YA sub. And once again, this is a pretty big box from Fairyloot. It's bigger than the standard one, although they are like of varying sizes depending on the items. But I'm intrigued to see what's making this box so big. I'm spoiling myself here, but I really want the spoiler card. The theme for this month is A Midnight Promise, and you can pause here if you would like to read any of the spoilers for the box. I, of course, will be going in blind. The first item I do remember I have been spoiled for, which is a Court of Mist and Fury Starfall mug. I do have the Illumicrate A Court of Mist and Fury mug, which I use for my Patreon monthly book draw. I'm excited to see the design on this one. I like that it has a purple inside. I'll just give that a little whirl for you guys. I like the art style and I also like the colors, and it seems, I mean, it may be exactly the same, but it seems very slightly bigger in terms of capacity than the kind of standard size that I've received in the past from subscription boxes. Big Akamath fan. We then have a Once Upon a Broken Heart tea light holder. I feel like this is going to be similar to the Calcifer one that keeps falling over that I have over there. It is. I'm actually not going to assemble this right now because I'm not in the mood for something finicky, but essentially we have these little fox charms and little bow and arrow charms, and you hook them on using these little hooks and they dangle off the fan, and then the heat makes it spin round, and it's really cute. So I will set that up at some point that is not right this second, because I also know that as soon as I do it, it's just going to collapse in front of me. We have a tarot album. Yes! Oh my god. I have been crying for another one of these. This is I'm assuming it's an album to put the new set of tarot cards in, which makes me so happy because in the past, Fairyloot have done a tarot bag. Essentially in every box, you get 2 collectible tarot cards, and eventually essentially they make a full deck. So Fairyloot are now on their 3rd deck of tarot. The last set I have in a bag that Fairyloot provided, and I've been needing something to do with the new set. So this is an album inspired by One Dark Window, and you can put your monthly tarot in it. You know what? Let's dig out the monthly tarot. I think, is this the 3rd month? I mean, if not, I'll move it. The tarot cards for this month, I believe, are inspired by the book of the month, and they are the Lovers and the Chariot. Like I said, I think that this is the 3rd set of tarot for this new set, although it might be the 4th, but I'm just gonna throw them in now. Beautiful. I'm so happy about this. It's probably going to be my favorite item. And then lastly, I'm pretty sure we just have the book of the month and the overlays. So as well as the monthly tarot cards, you now get the monthly overlays. I know some people don't like them. I like overlays a lot. I haven't used any of the Fairyloot ones yet because they've only been doing this, I think, for about 4 or 5 months, and I haven't read, I think, any of the most recent YA Fairyloot books. But these are essentially just like transparent art pieces. I love the art style on these that you put over the pages, and you get this really nice effect where it's like layered over the text of the book. I think they look really cool. I also really like that they don't take up any space once you put them in your book, because then they're just kind of there, you know? And then in the bag we have the monthly bookmark with the spoiler card art on, and also the book of the month, which is Never Ever After by Su Lin Tan. So Su Lin Tan is a Fairyloot favourite author. I'm pretty sure there are Fairyloot editions of all of Su Lin Tan's books, and quite a few of them have been in monthly book boxes. I have still yet to read any. I've heard Daughter of the Moon Goddess is really good, and I do have that one. This one is shorter than I anticipated, but I do really love the edition. I will overlay the original over the top because this looks like a completely custom edition. I'm just going to take a peek at the reverse dust cover. Yeah, because I feel like this is the UK cover in a different colorway. I just saw what the naked hardcover looks like, and I am a fan. Yeah, so the original cover is more purple. Honestly though, I think that the Fairyloot edition is stunning. I really like this one. We also have really pretty edges on here. I think this is my favorite edition, which is unusual for me because I'm not a pink girl. Pink is not one of my favorite colors. We also have custom end papers that are also foiled and are also different on each side. I really like that one specifically. And then we also have, I'm excited to look at this properly, a very nice printed and foiled hardcover. I really like the design on this one. Overall, I can say with confidence of the Fairyloot editions for this month, this one is my favorite. I think that the cover on Alchemized is my favorite. No, actually, this one's my favorite. I like it a lot. But let's find out together what the synopsis says on this book. Fate isn't forged in iron. Life in the Iron Mountains is harsh and unforgiving. After the death of her beloved uncle, Yining has only survived as a skilled thief and an even better liar. But when she acquires an enchanted ring that holds the key to a brighter future, it is stolen by her step-aunt, and Yining must venture into the imperial heart of the kingdom to seize it back. Amid the grandeur of the palace, Yining catches the eye of the ruthless and ambitious prince, who tempts her with a world she's never imagined. But nothing is as it seems, and soon she is trapped in a tangle of power, treachery and greed. Her only ally, a cunning advisor from a rival court who keeps dangerous secrets of his own. To break free, Yining must embark on a perilous quest to fight for a future that both frightens and calls to her, and choose who to trust when allies can be as deadly as enemies. Sweeping fantasy romance inspired by Cinderella and A Chinese Fairy Tale is the first in a breathtaking new series by the acclaimed Sunday Times bestselling author of Daughter of the Moon Goddess. So it sounds good. I mean, Fairyloot love Su Lin Tan. I've heard good things about like Daughter of the Moon Goddess especially, so I am definitely enthusiastic about picking up Su Lin Tan in the future. And now I have another stunning addition to add to my Su Lin Tan collection. So I'm pretty sure that that wraps us up for Fairyloot. Honestly, the carnage around me, I can't tell what is empty packaging and what still needs to be opened, which isn't ideal, but I think we'll do the couple of things that I've purchased from various places next. The first one is an Illumicrate item from their September box that I saw and I had to have. I was thinking about picking up the book of the month for September because it is a book that I'm interested in from Illumicrate. It is the new Tori Bovolino one. The Second Death of Locke, I think it's called, but honestly I didn't love their edition. But what I did love was the fact that they had some Merwild bookmarks in there, and not just any, from a book that I've really enjoyed, which is the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir. So I have every set of these, and seeing as I enjoyed Gideon the Ninth, I still need to continue on with the series, but I really enjoyed Gideon the Ninth. I really wanted to get my hands on these. I picked them up for £2 on Vinted, so including the postage and the fees, they were like a £5. They are double-sided though. I obviously I've only read one book, so I don't know the significance of having 16 character bookmarks, because that seems intense, but these are like double-sided with different characters on the other side. I don't know who half of these people are, but I wanted this one especially, so I was like, let's just get the whole set. They were cheap enough. The book that I ordered, I don't think I told you where I got it from. So there was a book released last month. Yeah, last month. That was a sequel to a book that I'd read that month and really enjoyed. So I was going to London. So I thought, what is more perfect than going into the store, a bookstore, on release day and picking up the sequel to a book that I've just finished and loved. Not a single shop that I went into in London had it. Now granted, I did only check 3, but one of those was the huge Waterstones, one was Forbidden Planet, and then I finally went to Saucy Books. And the owner, if you don't know what Saucy Books is, it is London's first romance exclusive bookstore, and the owner ordered this for me to be delivered to my home, and I was like, at that point I might as well, because I'm clearly not going to find it in person. Really killed the vibe as well, because I was making a reel about it. But the book in, oh damn, I wasn't expecting this. I thought that this was just gonna be a book in a box, you know, like when you order from Waterstones. Oh, but the question is, can I undo this without cutting it? She fancy. And the book in question is The Ever Queen by LJ Andrews. So this is the sequel to The Ever King, which I read for the last episode, I think was episode 19 of Shelve It or Scrap It. And this is my second LJ Andrews book that I've read this year, and I've really enjoyed both of them. But The Ever King is a fae fantasy romance following the Ever King, who is the king of the sea fae. And this is actually a spin-off series to a 9-book series from LJ Andrews that follows the parents of the characters of this series. But essentially the Ever, which is like the sea folk, have been separated from the land folk, and our main character Livia is the key to this barrier that keeps the Ever King in check. So she accidentally opens this barrier, and the Ever King comes thinking that the king of the land fae has a kernel of his power that he needs to be able to restore his lands to health. So he takes Livia as a captive, like he kidnaps her, thinking that the king of the land fae is going to come to get his daughter back, and then the Ever King can bargain for this kernel of his power. However, it very clearly becomes apparent to him that that is not really going to happen, and so he needs to find another way to save his people from the plague that is destroying his land. I love the chemistry in LJ Andrews books. I'm so glad that I found a new romantasy author that I really enjoy, and I'm desperate to continue with this one. Now that this series has been traditionally published, the publishing schedule is obviously slower than it was when it was indie, but I do believe that this is a series of duologies, or like there's different books following different couples, and this one I believe wraps up Eric and Livia's story, so I'm eager to read it soon. And then I can kind of pause a little bit before I move on to some of the other characters in this world. Keep slamming the gate, I dare you. I know that it's workmen, not my neighbours, and I think that they're packing up and leaving. That doesn't make me feel any better right now though. Let's do the package from Lunar Bookish Flames Candles. So once again, I do have a discount code. You will find it down in the description box to get a discount on your entire order. Because this box is smaller, I am assuming that this is going to be the big 3-wick candle. We do of course have in here some extras, a little business card. We have our usual complimentary sticker packs. Oh, there's new products as well that I completely forgot about. We have some care instructions for the different products. So they've recently started doing wax melts. We have a brand new product which is a room spray, and then we also have the candle care card, and like I said, I'm pretty sure there is a big 3-wick candle somewhere in one of these boxes. But this one actually has, I think, some of the regular smaller size candles in, so the big 3-wick is not in this box. I'm so excited for the Halloween collection. This is the exact kind of joy I need in my life right now, even though opening these packages unbothered is a little sad. So this one is Nightmare Before Christmas. The scent is cranberry, spice, pumpkin and cinnamon. That is like a very classic, like Christmassy kind of scent, I would say. It's like a warming spice with the fruitiness from the cranberry. I do actually really like a cranberry candle. This one is classic Halloween covers. It is orange and purple and it is Trick or Treat. The scent is sugar, toffee and vanilla. I feel like I'm gonna like this one. Yeah, this is like a kind of smells like bacon, like when you're in the middle of baking cookies. These ones I believe as well are the 9-ounce candles. This one is Halloween Movie Night. The scent is pecan, ginger biscuits, vanilla, chocolate and pumpkin pie. That one also smells like bacon but more along the lines of vanilla. Vanilla, bacon, cinnamon, all of my favorite scents. So this is a really good box for me. I actually made some pumpkin bread this week and it was amazing. This one is Jack-o'-lantern Glow and the scent is pumpkin, cinnamon and clove. All big hits for me. Ooh, this one is a little fruitier. Still really nice. And then this feels like it may be the room spray. Oh, it's pumpkin spice latte. I don't know if you guys can see it, but on this table here, I actually have the pumpkin spice latte candle from Lunar Bookish Flames lit. Oh, don't advise doing that. Do not do that at home. It smells really good though. I'm gonna spray this everywhere. I can't lift this with one hand. There we go. Ooh, it was a workout in itself and I'm already getting quite warm here. But onto the next box is this is wax melts. I've actually been melting some of the wax melts I got in the last box from the living room. Very good. They've got a really good scent throw on them. This one is Practical Magic and these scents are, oh, this sounds good. Vodka, black raspberry liqueur, syrup, lemon juice and lemon sherbet. Oh, it's a lot more tart than I expected, but it smells like a sweet. That's so good. The scent throw on that is going to be really strong. I can already tell. I found the 3-wick candle, the monster, the beast herself in all her glory. I was eager to get in that. This one it's the Halloween pumpkin pie one. I think I really liked this scent last month. That is such a good pumpkin scent. This is what she looks like underneath. And it says that the scent is pumpkin, waffles, sticky maple syrup, pecan and brown sugar. I feel like you can smell the pumpkin and the pecan the most. Oh, it smells like a TK Maxx candle. I'm a fan. Honestly, like I separate when I'm unboxing them. I try and separate my favorites so at the end I can tell you guys like what's my particular favorite from this drop, and almost everything is on the favorite side right now. I need to narrow it down. More 9-ounce candles. Manos is spoiling me as always. This one is an Addams Family candle. The scent on this one is pumpkin, apple, nutmeg, plum, cinnamon and vanilla. That's like quite a rich one. Rich and fruity. Once again has an element of bacon in there. Scream! I love it. This one is raspberry, blackcurrant, blackberry, plum, peach, orange, lemon and vanilla. That is so fruity. That is like straight up fruity. This one seems to be one of the smallest candle tins and it is I Put a Spell on You. Wild berries, lavender, musk and wood. I'm not the biggest lavender fan, but if it's subtle, it's fine. It's a stronger lavender than I prefer, but the musk is like lightening it up a little bit. Oh, I've got pumpkins on me now. I need to do something about this tower of packaging next to me. This one is Goosebumps and the scent is raspberry, date, fig, raisin, strawberry, vanilla, cedar and musk. Oh, I love that. I don't know how to describe this one. I feel like it's like smell the raspberry, but it also smells a little blackcurranty, I feel. And then I feel like the bottom of these are the tins. So this larger tin size is the 8-ounce and the theme of this one is Hocus Pocus. My favorite Halloween movie, hands down. This one is lychee, maraschino cherries, strawberry sparkling lemonade, tart apple, blackcurrant and lime. Oh my god, I love this. Definitely a favorite. It smells almost almondy but also like really fruity. I might be making the almond up. Guys, we still have 3 boxes to get through after this. This one is Book of Spells. Apple, melon, I love melon, plum, lily and orchid. This one's a little bit more like fresh. Oh, this one is, oh look, Another Glorious Morning. It Makes Me Sick. And the scent on this one is spice, exotic florals, sandalwood, and vanilla. That one's definitely like almost incensey. You know what? It smells like an old house. I'm gonna shuffle closer to you guys. I feel like I've been wiggling backwards. This one is Hotel Transylvania, and these scents are baked apple, cinnamon, and vanilla. This might be a hit. Oh, once again, like heavy on the baking element, and I have made cinnamon apple bread recently. Can confirm, pretty good scent. Next up, we have Beetlejuice. This one is spiced apple, raisin, buttery crust, cinnamon, sugar. Once again, probably gonna be a hit. Oh, I love the glitter on this. Yes, just yes. That one looks amazing as well. Knew that the Halloween drop would be a hit for me. This one is Cauldron Chaos with scents of pumpkin, coconut, cassia, clove, maple, woods, and bourbon. This one is pretty rich. Guys, we've got one more on my battery is flashing red at me. I need to switch it out. Haunting of Hill House. The TV show, didn't like the book as much. Cedarwood, leather, amber, and wood. Oh, that one's like super smoky. It's like a leather and tobacco kind of scent. Thank you so much to Manos for another very generous package this month. I do have quite a few favorites from this one. I love the Halloween pumpkin pie 3-wick candle, but I also really, I've thrown the pumpkins everywhere again. I also really liked this in the last drop when I got one of the smaller sizes. Once again, like I said last time, love the pumpkin spice latte. Smells fabulous. Don't breathe it in this time. It smells so good. The Practical Magic wax melt, also my favorite. I really like that scent. And then in terms of the candles, let's do, it might be that one. Okay, we've got two favorites. I really like the Trick or Treat, which is the sugar, toffee, and vanilla. It's like a treacle toffee kind of scent, which I actually love treacle toffee. It's one of my favorites. And then we also have the super fruity Hocus Pocus. So big thank you to Manos at Lunar Bookish Flames Candles. And if you would like to get some for yourself, maybe shop some of their newer products, then the link to their website and my discount code will be in my description box. And now I'm gonna go change out my battery because really angry at me. So given that I am super excited about the Broken Binding sub, I do keep forgetting about it. I'm not thrilled with the book choice for this first month, but we're just gonna roll with it. Considering that they have book subs that already cater to like well-established series, and this is like a new sci-fi fantasy release kind of deal, I was kind of disappointed that it's a book that's already affiliated with a well-established series and it's like connected to another series, but we'll see what the future holds for this one. I haven't read this series either. I read the first book and it's a collection of short stories, so I didn't love it and it kind of killed my enthusiasm to continue, but I do plan to at some point in the future. The Broken Binding books do also come quite nicely packaged. They don't come with like an information card that tells you what the customizations are, but I know that it's gonna have like an exclusive cover. And the first book for the sub is the prequel to the Witch series by R.J. Sapkowski. This is Crossroads of Ravens. I don't know anything about it aside from the fact that it is a prequel to The Witcher. This is quite obviously a custom cover. I'm just gonna refresh myself on the original, although I imagine it's in keeping with the rest of the series. Yeah, so the other one kind of matches the vibe of the regular series. Considering I said that aesthetically Broken Binding editions generally aren't for me, I do really like this one. I like the muted color palette and the way the silver pops. We have a printed edge on here. I only have one Broken Binding edition, so I don't know what is kind of standard for them. There's a sticker in it. End pages, maybe custom. They are different on both sides. And then there is a spot gloss under the dust jacket. I have very little experience with Broken Binding, honestly. The only edition I have is for Sons of Darkness by Gaurav Mohanty, and I picked that up because it was a very similar price to the standard hardback, and that one had a sprayed edge. It's not even like a super fancy sprayed edge, so I'm going to be learning throughout this sub like what kind of customizations they do. It's just one of the reasons why I haven't bought from Broken Binding before, is because their editions, the looks of them don't really appeal to me all that much for the most part. So far so good. I do really like this one. I'm gonna read you guys the synopsis. I would assume that it doesn't spoil The Witcher because it's the first book in this sub. Like I said, all I know is it's a prequel. It says witches are not born, they are made. Before he was, oh, it is about Geralt, okay. Before he was the White Wolf or the Butcher of Blaviken, Geralt of Rivia was simply a fresh graduate of Kayamoran. I'm trying to think of the game and the TV show to remember the pronunciations. Stepping into a world that neither understands nor welcomes his kind. And when an act of naive heroism goes gravely wrong, Geralt is only saved from the noose by Preston Holt, a grizzled witcher with a buried past and an agenda of his own. Under Holt's guide in hand, Geralt begins to learn what it truly means to walk the path, to protect a world that fears him and to survive in it on his own terms. But as the line between right and wrong begins to blur, Geralt must decide to become the monster everyone expects or something else entirely. This is the story of how legends are made and what they cost. Geralt of Rivia origin story. Honestly, not mad about it. I imagine that I'll probably read this before I read the rest of the Witcher series, so I won't be the best person to kind of judge how in keeping it is with the rest of the series. I do still think it is a weird choice for the sub, but I'm pleasantly surprised both by how it looks and also the synopsis of this one. While we are on the topic of epic fantasy, I have been so excited to see these in person. Also kind of dreading opening them though, because once they're open, I have to find a home for them, and that is not going to be an easy task. The iconic Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I love these. I'm gonna just open them all first. We then have a slightly thicker book, which is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. My fits. And then we have a chunker of a book, which is Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. These are beautiful. I'm not going to show you an original edition of this because they're just very, very different. This is a completely custom edition. We have printed edges on here. I'm assuming that that is Bookkeep. That's his dog. I think he's called Nosy. I shouldn't be looking at dogs right now. Oh, printed hardcovers. I think that's Fits and Shade. Royal Assassin. That one's Night Eyes, right? Yeah. Oh, do they line up this way as well? Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Look. Not a single regret. Oh Molly, how we hate you. Oh, there he is. Night Eyes. The goodest boy who ever lived. And then the under dust jacket of this one. Is this his uncle's tower? It might be. And then the final one, Assassin's Quest. There's Night Eyes again. He should be on the cover of every book to ever exist, not just in this series. The end papers. Illumicrate did a really good job on these. 10 out of 10 no notes. And then under the dust jacket, this one is this his cabin? Maybe. So if you guys don't know, this is the first series in the Realm of the Eldlings. I would love it if they did the entire Realm of the Eldlings, but we'll see. And this is the story of Fitz Chivalry Farseer. So he is the bastard son of the prince in waiting, Prince Chivalry, and his maternal grandfather abandons him on the doorstep of the keep and says that he needs to go back to his father and his father needs to raise him. Now, the princes are named after virtues and chivalry really lives up to his name. So when it is announced that he has a bastard son, he flees his crown in shame. Like, he gives up his right to the throne. And so Fitz is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's only a kid, he's like 6, and it falls to the stable master to raise him. But the king, seeing that he has a child here who is perfectly positioned to be one of the common people as a bastard, but also to walk amongst the nobility as the bastard son of a prince, decides that he's going to train as the royal assassin, as he perfectly can like walk in both worlds. A heartbreaking story of a very sad boy. 10 out of 10 would recommend. One of my favorite series of all time. And then in total, this is like a 16 book series. So you are getting yourself in for the long haul, but it's so worth it. And then I think finally, because I could not tell you if there are any more full boxes here, but I think I just have one to go, which is the Illumicrate edition of Problematic Summer Romance. So the reason why I'm salty about the dust jackets is I've talked about the dust jackets on the Ali Hazelwood Contemporaries before, because they have printed the alternate dust jacket on the reverse of one of their other jackets in the past. And it didn't have foiling on, so some people preferred to buy them, but they could have just added foiling onto the reverse dust jacket art and then printed them reversible from now on. But no, you have to pay to add them on, which means that I'm buying the book in a custom colorway. I'll put the other one on screen so you can see the original cover, but this one is the Illumicrate edition. I think that the original is more pink. This one's blue. So I'm buying the special edition to take this off and put on another dust jacket from the same company that I paid for. Now, I have mentioned this before, and the reason why I'm salty about it right now is because they have now released their exclusive edition of Me. I have just ordered it, and Bride came out like after they'd already done these, because when they first introduced these extra dust covers for Ali Hazelwood, it was when she published her third book, and you could buy like an add-on of 3 dust jackets, and I'm like, okay, well, you made these before, so it's fine to buy extra dust jackets. But Bride and Maid could have already come with a cover that matched this. That was an option instead of just like a slightly altered cover for the exclusive edition. They didn't, and now there are covers to add on that match these, that I've now paid for, so that my other Ali Hazelwood books match my contemporary Ali Hazelwood books, when in my opinion they should have had dust jackets that match these from the start. So that's the tea, and I'll probably complain about it again when Bride and Me arrive. I've been salty about it, I've been really salty, but anyway, this is the custom cover. I do, in fairness, the reason why I pay for them is because I love these covers, and Ali Hazelwood is my favourite romance author. I also really like that the naked hardcovers have a little bit of foiling that matches the illustration on the dust jacket. Now, I think that this is an age gap romance, and that is all I know about it, so I am going to read the synopsis for this one. It's oh, sorry guys, we do have custom end papers as well. Nice. But the synopsis says, Maya Kilgore is 23 and still in the process of figuring out her life. Connor Harkness is 38 and Maya cannot stop thinking about him. So yeah, there's a 15-year age gap there. It's such a cliche, it almost makes her heart implode. Older man and younger woman, successful biotech guy and struggling grad student, so still in the STEM area here. Brother's best friend and the girl he never even knew existed. As Connor loves to remind her, the power dynamic is too imbalanced. Any relationship between them would be problematic in too many ways to count, and Maya should just get over him. After all, he has made it clear that he wants her gone from his life, but not everything is as it seems, and cliches sometimes become plot twists. When Maya's brother decides to get married in Taormina, she and Connor end up stuck together in a romantic Sicilian villa for over a week. There, on the beautiful Ionian coast, between ancient ruins, delicious foods, and natural caves, Maya realizes that Connor might be hiding something from her, and as the destination wedding begins to erupt out of control, she decides that a summer fling might be just what she needs, even if it is a problematic one. Like I said, I love Ali Hazelwood. I think that this is a companion of sorts to Deep End, which I still haven't read, so cannot confirm. But the 4 books that I've read from Ali Hazelwood so far, I've given 5 stars to all of them. Did just read her Halloween novella and only gave it a 3, but I'm not really much of a novella girl. And if I don't like Mate and Bride, it's probably because I'm not a huge fan of paranormal romance. So we'll let that slide. I do want to try those sometime this season, would be great. But yeah, I don't regret the purchase of my Illumicrate editions. I'm just kind of frustrated that, because now I have a box full of the dust jackets of these books they're exclusive, and I'm taking them off and I'm putting them in a box, and then I'm putting these on. So that's the tea. Anyway, to end us on a sour note, but this brings it, look at, I told you these would grow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Well, I'm on a book buying ban for the rest of October because there are 14 books stacked behind me. And if you watch quite a few videos on my channel, then you know what that means. That means I have to read 14 books to balance the books that I hauled in October for shelve it or scrap it. But you know what? That's not going to be a problem for me until like December, maybe January at the rate that I'm going. So we'll worry about that then. But I honestly, guys, I don't know if I can lift these up. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite edition. These are the ones that have done me dirty because they are 3 books and they are going to take up 3 book slots on my shelves because they're a 3-book set, but I don't regret it. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite edition from this month's unboxing is. I don't even know, can you see them all? Yeah, you can. I love the Farseer trilogy, okay, but I knew that, that's why I bought them. So of the things that were a surprise to me, Never Ever After by Sulin Tan I think is my favorite edition, followed by The Witcher, which I didn't see come in. And then I do really like the cover of Alchemized as well. I will flip these around because aside from the 2 paperbacks on top, everything here has a sprayed edge. Oh my days. So also feel free down below to let me know what your favorite sprayed edge of this set is. I actually think I'm going to be going with the Farseer trilogy on that one because I love a spine or an edge that matches up and makes a full picture. It's one of my favorite things. So once again, a big thank you to Fairyloot, Lunar Bookish Flames Candles, and also Penguin Michael Joseph, who all provided some of the boxes that I opened for you guys in this video. I'm gonna thank myself for providing the rest. you're welcome. Down in my description box you will find a link to all of the websites for all of the boxes I've opened today, as well as any links to social media and discount codes where I have them. But aside from that, guys, I do hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please don't forget to like if you liked it, and subscribe if you wanna. If you head into my description box, you'll also find a link to my Goodreads, my Instagram, and my Patreon if you want to follow me on any of those. But that's it from me today, guys. Bye!
Oh, you bite your friend like chocolate. You say you'll go where nobody knows, with guns hidden under our petticoats. We're never gonna quit it, no, we're never gonna quit it, no.